Behind the luxurious facade of Ireland's capital city lies a ruthless criminal organization feared by many and known as the Kinahan Cartel. With a web of influence that spans nations and a reputation for extreme violence, the Kinahan Cartel's rise to power is a gripping tale of ambition, betrayal, and deception. But how did they become one of the most feared and powerful criminal organizations in Ireland and across the world? Dublin is a city known for its rich history, stunning architecture, and vibrant culture. But for some, Dublin represents a darker side, a place where criminal organizations thrive and operate with impunity. In the center of it all is the notorious Kinahan Cartel, a criminal empire that has dominated the Irish underworld for decades. To fully understand the origin of this cartel, we have to go back to the early 1990s, a time when Ireland was in the midst of an economic boom known as the Celtic Tiger. This period of prosperity led to an increase in drug use and demand, creating a lucrative market for criminal organizations. During this time, several criminal gangs were formed, but none were as successful as the ruthless Kinahan Cartel. The Kinahan organized crime group was founded by Christopher Kinahan, better known as Christy Kinahan, in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Christy is a notorious Irish criminal who has been involved in organized crime since the 1970s. His first convictions date back to the late 1970s and involved housebreaking, car theft, handling stolen goods, and forgery. However, he quickly became involved in drug trafficking and weapon smuggling. He had connections with several criminal organizations across Europe and was considered one of Ireland's most prominent criminal figures. During his various criminal activities, Christie was arrested in 1996 as part of a major police operation that was aimed at dismantling a major drug trafficking ring. Despite his arrest, the cartel continued to operate, but on a much smaller scale. After his release in 2001, he knew it was time to rebuild his criminal empire, and he didn't waste any time. He focused on drug trafficking and money laundering, and to this day, he is widely known for his flamboyant lifestyle and extravagant spending, which included buying luxury properties and expensive cars. Over the years, the Kinahan Cartel became untouchable, and they appeared to be out of reach to any law enforcement offices. They operated quietly, and even though the people in Ireland and later across the world knew about their activities, it would take a long time for any evidence to rise to the surface. Due to the major success of the cartel, Christie decided to introduce his two sons into the family business. His two sons are the ones at the top of the criminal organization today. Daniel lived a fairly quiet and private life up until the age of 23. He has an extremely close relationship with his father, and due to that, it has been speculated that he works closely with his father in the family's criminal enterprise. Although Daniel has denied his involvement in the cartel numerous times, law enforcement officers hardly believe that Daniel was never involved. In the early 2000s, Daniel was said to be taking over the reins of the organization. Under his leadership, the cartel expanded its operations, moving beyond drug trafficking to other criminal activities. The Kinahan Cartel has multiple connections with other criminal organizations across Europe and beyond, which further allowed them to establish a global network of criminal activity. And they quickly became one of the most feared and powerful criminal organizations in the world. They have been smashing that like button if you haven't done so already. But no, they have been involved in the importation and distribution of large quantities of illegal drugs into Ireland and across Europe. Money laundering has also been a key activity of the Kinahan Cartel. They have used a variety of methods to launder their proceeds of crime, including offshore companies, real estate investments, and luxury goods purchases. They are estimated to have laundered hundreds of millions of euros in profits through various schemes. Slowly but steadily, the Kinahan Cartel became a powerful force in Ireland's underworld, with Daniel running the day-to-day operations and Christopher Jr. running the accounts. The cartel appeared unstoppable. However, everything changed for the Kinahans in 2015. Although they have been linked to several high-profile murders, one of the most important ones was the murder of Gary Hutch in 2015, which sparked a deadly feud between the Kinahan Cartel and the Hutch Gang. This feud has been ongoing since 2015, but the height of the feud came in 2016, when Daniel Kinahan survived an audacious attempt on his life that killed David Byrne, a Kinahan associate. This feud has resulted in a series of attacks, with both sides targeting each other's members and associates, and because of this feud, the lives of 18 people have been taken. After the Hutch gang attempted to assassinate Daniel, he feared for his life and his future and fled to Dubai to seek safety. Since then, Daniel has been known to live in Dubai and work as a boxing promoter. But the feud didn't just end when Daniel left. The Hutch-Kinahan feud is still ongoing. It may have calmed for a while, but these two gangs still have a lot of unresolved issues between them. For the people of Ireland, the name Kinahan is synonymous with drugs, gun smuggling, and murder. But the family themselves have enjoyed an air of invincibility, as investigators have failed to bring them to face charges. In recent years, several international investigations have targeted the gang, resulting in the arrest of several of their key members and the seizure of millions of euros in assets. In 2016, the Spanish police launched Operation Shovel, which targeted the Kinahan Cartel and its operations in Spain. This operation resulted in multiple arrests, among which were Daniel's right-hand man and brother Christie Jr. Fast forward to 2020, the Irish and Dutch authorities launched Operation Catch, which targeted Kinahan's operations in the Netherlands. It resulted in smashing that subscribe button and ringing that notification bell. But no, in all seriousness, it resulted in multiple arrests of several members of the gang. But Daniel, Christopher Jr., and their father Christie are still enjoying freedom in Dubai. While most of their associates and members of the cartel have been arrested left and right, the Kinahan family have been enjoying safety in Dubai. But that won't last long, given that it became a known fact that the Kinahans reside in Dubai. The United Arab Emirates launched its own investigation, which has resulted in the UAE freezing all of their assets. In 2022, the U.S. Department of State announced the offering of rewards of up to $15 million for any information leading to the arrest or conviction of the 3 Kinahan family members. Despite the sanctions being imposed on the group, it has been said that the Kinahan cartel was continuing to operate multi-million euro drug shipments. One of the major reasons why the Kinahans have never appeared in an Irish court is because they allegedly orchestrate the activities of the cartel from Dubai, where a glittering skyline hides a dark underbelly of expat criminals operating freely outside the law. One of the most wanted members remains to be Daniel, who is said to be the head of the cartel and the one that oversees each daily activity of the cartel. Even though Daniel has denied his involvement in the cartel numerous times, it appears that everyone across the world, including us, has trouble believing that. If Daniel is innocent, why did he flee to Dubai? And we do believe that Daniel is deeply involved in the Kinahan cartel. As of today, the U.S. Department of State is still looking for the 3 members of the Kinahan family. The UAE believe that by freezing their assets, they may come to the surface. But to this day, no one knows their whereabouts. Some suggest they may have moved on from Dubai and found shelter in another country. But until there is hard evidence about it, we can't be sure where the Kinahans are today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.